Who were the Marathas? They were Marathi-speaking people with a deep cultural heritage shaped by the Bhakti movement. From the 7th to the 17th centuries, saints like Jnaneshwar, Namdev, Tukaram, and Ramdas spread devotion through simple Marathi songs and poetry. They translated sacred texts like the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita into Marathi so everyone could understand them. Their ideas built unity and courage. Earlier, in the 13th century, the Yadav dynasty ruled Maharashtra from Devgiri, now Daulatabad, until the Khilji Sultanate of Delhi took over in the early 14th century. Out of this long cultural and political history, a new force emerged in the 17th century, the Marathas under Shivaji. Shivaji Bhonsle was born in 1630 to Shahji and Jijabai of the Bhonsle clan. He grew up in Pune with a strong education and values, even though his father served the Deccan Sultanates and was often away. As a teenager, just 16, Shivaji began seizing neglected forts around Pune. He used guerrilla warfare, quick, surprise strikes by small, fast groups against bigger armies. This was not only a clever tactic, it matched his vision of Swarajya, self-rule for his people. Shivaji also looked to the sea. He built a navy to secure the west coast, a rare step in a time when even mighty empires had weak or no navies. His forces fortified the shoreline and turned the Arabian Sea into a protective moat for Swarajya. On land, his daring is legendary. In 1659 at Pratapgarh, he met Bijapur's General Afzal Khan in a one-on-one meeting and killed him with a hidden weapon called the Vagnak, the tiger's claw. Maratha forces then used the forest and hills to defeat Khan's army. He also led a night raid on Mughal General Shaista Khan's camp. In the chaos, Shaista Khan fled after losing fingers, an operation as precise as a modern surgical strike. Shivaji struck where it hurt economically too. He raided the rich Mughal port of Surat twice, capturing wealth worth about 1 crore rupees. Yet he spared religious places and kind citizens like Mohandas Parekh. News of his methods spread so widely that even the London Gazette took note. Not every battle went his way. After losing to Mughal General Jai Singh at Purandar, he had to surrender territory. Summoned to Aurangzeb's court in Agra, he was insulted and kept under watch until he escaped by hiding in gift baskets. Soon, he was back in the Deccan, rebuilding power. In 1674, Shivaji was crowned Chhatrapati at Raigarh with Vedic rites. He even began a new era, Rajya Abhishek Shaka, to mark a fresh start. For strategic depth, he pushed into parts of today's Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. While in the south, he took a firm moral stand. He forbade the Dutch from trading slaves at a time when many European powers captured and sold Indians with little opposition. Shivaji's concern for his subjects was practical and principled. He died at 50 from a fever, but his reputation soared. Europeans compared him to Alexander, and he inspired leaders like Chhatrasal and poet Bhushan. We hope that you have understood the topic. You can now study chapter notes, watch video lectures and solve MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev to ensure you score well in your school exams. And that's not all, you also get amazing courses for maths, science, English, Hindi, and much more for class 8.